Hello everyone, and welcome to Awaken Conqueror. Today's video is going to focus on trauma bonding and the female covert narcissist. And this video stems from a question that I received from a subscriber wanting to understand why he still felt love for his ex-narcissist even though they were going through a divorce. And guys, this is a great question, and it's something that many victims often suffer from after a relationship or, during the discard from the narcissist. So let's start by defining what trauma bonding is. So in essence, trauma bonding is an emotional attachment between an abused person and an abuser. And it's formed as a result of a cycle of violence. Trauma bonding with a narcissist is a cycle of abuse with the person that they're intimately involved with, a colleague, friend, family member, which fuels their need for validation and love, right, from the person that they're abusing. So oftentimes what happens is trauma bonding becomes essentially one of the reasons that you continue to stay in this abusive relationship, right? So you're being loyal to someone who is destructive and exploitative to you, all right? And subconsciously, you develop strategies of survival, right? And many of the ways that we as victims cope with this prolonged abuse is, we try to do things to please or appease this person in any given way, right? And, you can see that you're trauma bonded with an individual when deep down in your conscience, you're aware that they are abusing you and you're justifying it, you're defending the abuse or putting the blame on yourself, right? And so normally what happens is as you go through these cycles of abuse, and the cycles are love bombing, devaluing, and discard, right? These are the narcissistic cycles of abuse. And as you go through these, you develop these coping mechanisms that become, in a sense, an addiction. And the addiction is you are in need of the good times. So your every waking being is trying to seek validation and get acceptance and love, especially for male victims, from your female abuser. You want her to be happy with you. You want her to love you again. You want her to be sweet to you. And so what we do is that we go over on a limb trying to please this person when it is clear that they are manipulating us. And this is exactly where the female covert narcissist wants you, right? And what they're playing on is your emotion. So the way that that they're playing on that is it's methodical. And so it's just a give and take. And what they do is they give more than they take, and they just give you a crumb of what you first received when you were initially involved with them. So in the beginning of the relationship, all of us went through this, myself included, as a former victim. The times were great. I've said this in previous videos. She liked everything you liked. Sex was awesome. You were essentially her hero. And so because you have seen this before and you've received this, you know that she is capable of this, right? When she goes into devaluing and is abusing you and disrespecting you, right? You put up with it because you're still longing for that initial love bombing phase, right? Which gives you the hook. And, oftentimes men, we are fighters by nature. And so we're going to fight for our relationship. We're in a sense, we want to win. We want to overcome and get her back to that place of empathy where she was loving and caring us. So to answer the subscriber's question, the reason that you're feeling love for your ex-spouse is that you are trauma bonded. So you have been rung through the cycle. And, you know, the cycle is that whenever she goes into devalue, in your mind, you feel like if I can just do these things that she likes, she will like me again. And that's the hook. That's what keeps us in a relationship so long with the female covert narcissist. And essentially, when you actually come to the realization of who you're dealing with and the type of psychological problems they have, you realize very quickly that this is all a game to them. And I want that to manifest in your mind. It's just a game. They have absolutely no feeling for you. And so this is why they, you know, in a narcissist's mind, when things are going well, they can see that you're happy. They know it. What triggers in their mind is that, okay, he's getting comfortable. All right, let me turn up the heat a little bit. They turn up the heat and watch you melt away. You know, you lose your emotional control. You're now they've got you on the string. And once they see that you've reached a breaking point to where you're begging and groveling and doing whatever you can to get back in their good graces, they just tell themselves, okay, I think he's had enough. Yeah, I'll turn down the heat a little bit now. And then they give you a smidget of empathy and care. Right? And this is the hook. So you've got victims that have been involved, and I'm specifically speaking towards male victims that have been married to a covert narcissist, a female covert narcissist for 30 years, 20 years, have had several children with them. And what happens is if you're unaware of what they're doing to you, right, you can't make sense of it because there are times where they know exactly what to do. They give you exactly what you want. And there are times they do exactly what you hate and exactly what hurts you. So I think that the ignorance is the major downfall for male victims, right? And as I've alluded to in many of my videos, that, you know, society, you know, narcissistic behavior and female emotional imbalance have become kind of synonymous with one another. So, you know, when you explain these problems to people that are not really aware of what NPD is, they'll just say, oh, she's just being a lady. She's just being a woman. It's just how they are, right? And so, you know, what happens to male victims is that they feel like, okay, yeah, she does love me, and this is why she's acting out, right? Wrong. She's manipulating you and causing you traumatic experiences which make you believe that you're in love. So the more that you fight for something and you feel like you've overcome certain little obstacles by doing certain things to accommodate your female covert narcissist, this keeps you, in a sense, loyal and committed to keep fighting until you have your breaking point. So guys, like and subscribe. I hope this video helped. And remember, you are more than conquerors.